which is now featuring Marlowe Minorah. Wait, for the third time, let's hope this works.
Yeah, this is our third time filming this. Also, look at my nose highlight in the video. I am fucking Rudolph. Look at that! Holy shit. Don't edit that. Don't fuck with that. Look at that. Holy shit.
Rudolph.
Me for ANDS. Look at that nose highlight.
Thank you, natural lighting.
Yeah.
I thank you, spring and Yag. I wish it'd be summer though, because whenever it's like spring in Alberta, it looks like it's like a wasteland. But someone commented on my Instagram picture this morning, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Alberta doesn't look like gloomy and fabulous yet.
Not yet. But I'll take like this weather over like the plus 35 stick to everything weather.
Oh yeah, like even today I wore like a hoodie because I was like, I always feel like it's weird when weather's like warms up. You're like, what do I wear? Would I do this? But when it's super warm, you're like, I'm sweating all over the place.
Yep. It's April 4th. Not too hot. Not too cold.
What is the perfect day?
Yeah.
Yes, queen. Alright, now that we've started and confused everyone what we're talking about, because we're weirdos, I want to talk about how you started doing drag since this started off weird. Do you want to tell me of your weird drag start?
Sure. You've heard the story literally twice now.
I know, I tried thinking of new things today because I've literally heard everything probably like 3 times.
Yeah, so I started doing drag because I grew up as a competitive dancer. And then after I was done dancing and teaching and I was retired from that, I needed another outlet. And so I watched a Trixie Mattel makeup tutorial. My friend was like, watch this tutorial. And I was like, I ain't got time for a 20-minute tutorial. But it flew by and I was like immediately obsessed and I started watching Drag Race. The first show I came to was in 2016. It was when Chi-Chi DeVane came. Do you remember that?
Yes, it was a part of the Igla thing. My roommate's a part of the gay swimming thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
the gay swimming thing.
Yes.
My fave thing.
I don't know what that means exactly. Like they suck dick while they swim. Like I feel like that's not very like aerodynamic or healthy. There's like a smoke, like a
dead,
like a choking hazard with that.
Right. Yeah.
Drowning hazard. I'm really worried. Like I don't know what he doesn't do to him, but
lit.
I think that.
But yeah, so I went to that, and I saw Chi-Chi, who was amazing, but I saw the local openers, who were also amazing, but I thought to myself, like, you know, wow, those bitches are fierce, wow, I want to be them, but I also thought, wow, I could slay a lot harder than a good portion of these openers.
No, I feel like I had this question before, and I feel like people might watch this and have a question, like, retire from dance. Like, when you hear, like, retirement, you think of, like, as someone who's old and, like, stayed with their Canadian pension plan, CPP, for like years, but in dance world, what does that mean to the people who don't know?
So in the dance world, if you're, for most like competitive routines, if you're competing and you're a teacher, or if you're at a certain level, or if you're a certain age, which I was a teacher and I was old, I think it's if you're over 20, then you automatically put your group into an open category. And when you're competing at an open level, you can like get a medal, but you won't be eligible for awards.
You don't know, now you know.
So I didn't want to like keep dancing and then drag all my groups down from being like the old biddy and like none of you can get awards because I'm old and I still want to play.
Hey, well, Meryl Streep still gets awards, so I don't know why I have that thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
How did you get your name? I want to do that.
By the way, at the end of that story, after Chi-Chi DeVane, I Facebook messaged the bar. And I was like, I can't get over looking at my nose. But I Facebook messaged the bar. And I was like, yo, me. I'm a drag queen. How do I get booked? And they were like, yo, Secretion Minorah is putting up a drag show specifically celebrating women in drag or women performers. There were some burlesque artists. You should talk to her. And so I Facebook messaged Secretion. I was like, it's me, a drag queen. And she let me in her show, and the rest is history. But how did I get my name?
Yes.
That kind of ties in. So I honestly didn't think the Secretion would be like, sure, random woman. But she did. And she was like, okay, give me like a picture of you to put on the poster. But it ended up being too late for that anyway. But she was like, and tell me your drag name by tomorrow. And then we'll get it all set up. And I was like, okay, dope. And the next morning I was like, oh, fuck, I got to come up with a name. Like I jumped into it so fast. And I always knew I kind of wanted to do something like as a tribute to my late grandmother, Marlowe, but I didn't want to use that as a first name, so I knew I wanted to be something Marlowe, and then I just like had a pair of glittery cat ears sitting on my nightstand, and I was like, oh my god, I could be Kat, because I wanted something short and like simple and something that people wouldn't fuck up all the time, because I always get called like Maria, Miranda, Marissa, Marouche. I've gotten called Marouche by a substitute
Sounds like
teacher.
a color, like, oh,
Yeah.
what color is that? Oh, it's Marouche.
Marouche. But yeah, no, and so I was like, it'll be Kat Marlowe, and then eventually Secretia adopted me, bless her heart, and so I just tacked that on the end, so it's Kat Marlowe Minorah.
What's your relationship like with Secretia? Because I know, like, some people who are drag mothers and drag daughters are like super close. Some people are a little like the fairs have drifted and then they're now close again. Tell me about the Minorahs.
The Minorahs are like always on each other's team. We like don't hang out all the time. We're both really busy and we're both really different as people. But it's nice because I feel like we're just such independent drag artists where it's like we really want to do our own things, but the minute we need support or help from each other or advice, we can immediately go to each other and then have it be like just where we picked up. Like we're always like undeniably there for each other, but we're not like all over each other all the time.
Right, and I feel like people who hang out all the time are a little weird. I'm like, is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that like helping the dynamic?
Yeah, no, she's the best. It's like the perfect combination because I like to do things my way, but I like that she's always there when I need her for advice and stuff. So
that's awesome. I know you've also been teaching dance at Evolution, and how it's that like because you didn't teach dance anymore because you're handicapped or retired.
Handicapped.
Or handicapped from teaching dance and getting awards. Sorry.
Yikes!
That you got the wrong definition.
Dead.
You were retired from dance competitively, and so you were handicapped yourself from winning awards.
Yes.
So now you're teaching drag queens how to move.
Yes.
What's that like, and how's that going?
Good. I wanted to start doing it after I saw a certain review royale. I think it was in either late December or January. There was a review royale, and there were like a million. I think there were like 18 of them competing. I was like, fuck, this is a long show. And like, honestly, out of the 18, I would say only like 4 of them were like killing it and giving it their all. And I just see so much potential in so many people. And I was like, wow, if you knew like basic rhythm and flattering dance moves for your body, I bet you would feel so much more confident. So I made a big long status that was like, did you lose the review royale? Like remember to do this. yeah. Remember to do this. Remember to do this. Like this would be a good idea for you. And Rob commented and he was like, what if we got Kat to teach a dance class, and a bunch of people were like, that's a great idea. And I was like, wow, it would be a great idea. So we've done 2, but starting in May, I believe they're going to be the 3rd Wednesday of every month. But stay tuned, because this month I'm a little busy. But yeah, and it's been going great. It's like nice and cheap. We've been having a lot of fun, and I think people have been improving kind of their like physicality and confidence with that. So.
What does those classes look like? So if someone wants to sign up for a class who watches this video, what would it look like? How do they get in contact with you for that? So
you can either comment on the event that gets posted for that night, or you can just direct message me on Facebook. And so the night will start out with like a short stretch just to like limber up, and we do like an easy kind of walk across the stage and like a fierce, sassy way, just to kind of get over the like we're dancing in front of each other nervousness, and to kind of like feel rhythm and practice counting music. And then the rest of the night we learn the routine, and we take turns who's in the front, like we rotate people so everyone gets a chance to see really well. And then we do groups and we cheer each other on, and it's a very fun, like supportive group I've established that I like to keep fun and encouraging.
Cute. I know you've also been helping people with mixes. I feel like you've been quite the helper queen with everyone.
Queen for the people. Vote for me for ANDS.
So have other people approach, like I know people have, but what is it like having people approach you for helping with mixes? Is that like flattering or is that like stressful when you're trying to do your own thing as well? You're trying to find your voice. Sorry, I have like some questions.
No worries.
Is it hard for like finding their voice and helping make mixes for them as well as like, what's that like?
Sometimes it just depends on kind of what they want. Like I'm very honest. Like if you come to me with like an idea, like Kat, I want to do this number for this show. What do you think? I'll be completely honest if I don't like it. I'll be like, yo, I understand why you like such and such song, but it's not dynamic enough to keep my attention for 4 minutes. or maybe if you build on with this song or did this kind of dialogue cut, like it would be effective there. And then if the other person really likes where that's going, I'll offer, or if they ask, I can make their mix for them. But I just want to make sure that I always say, like, if you're going to do a single song, it better be a fucking 4-minute bop. Like, it better be upbeat and, like, enticing the entire time, or it better be really dynamic. Other than that, like, you should do a mix, because there are very few song choices where, like, I'm going to enjoy all 4 minutes. It doesn't matter who you are. So
I find that really stressful, too, when I'm, like, having picked numbers in the past. Like, it's like, I can't say my stuff, like, we have all, like, as millennials, have a like, short attention span, and so it's, like, hard to, like, keep up with a song for like, 4 minutes. Totally. So now someone does, like, a 5-minute number sometimes. Yeah. And so you have to, like, mix it up and make a story, and so some people don't make use of stories, but that's another question. That's another whole other thing. Yeah. But since you're teaching both sort of thing, what do you find different between, like, what do you get from dance versus what you get from drag?
Drag is nice because it's using more, like, visual art and, like, the art form of lip syncing I never really integrated into dance. So using that element of kind of, like, speaking through their voice or pretending to just brings, like, a much stronger connection to what the artist is trying to convey. And it's just kind of, like, self-expression to the nth degree. Like, dance is so technical and is a little more harsh with, like, how it's scored and stuff, but drag is just freedom and creativity and self-expression, so it's so fun.
Sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, hell yeah. LGBT. I'm handicapped.
I didn't just mean that.
I'm just kidding.
You're also a YouTuber.
Yes.
So she YouTubes by herself, and then she YouTubes in a podcast right now.
Yeah.
The Super Happy Time, Phil.
Super Happy Chill Time.
Super Happy Chill Time.
Hey, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. So you've been doing that for like 6 months now?
Since January.
Okay.
So it's only April, but I like where you're thinking.
Someone asked me what year it was the other day, and no, I said like 85.
Proud of you.
What day is it today?
Good.
I don't know.
Good.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't know when this will go up, but it's Tuesday right now. You've been doing that for 4 months now. What's going on with that podcast? How's it going?
It's good. We took a little break because of my insane ANDS prep, and Jesse had way more finals than I did, so I was like, let's take a couple weeks off. But other than that, other than the little break, it's been so fun, and we both really like talking about stuff and not taking life too seriously and creating content for people who are like-minded and just want something chill.
What can people expect in Super Happy Chill Time?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
What can people expect? Eventually we want to integrate like special guests, and I really want to do a 23andMe episode.
Right.
Where we find out our genealogy and see like how white we are. Like, it's not that exciting because it's going to be like different parts of Europe, but I still think that would be a fun episode. I think the next one we're going to do is awkward dating stories.
Oh, I should be a guest on that. I have a ton.
Hell yeah. So we're going to do that one next, I think. But yeah, so it's super fun.
I feel like it was really weird. I had a coworker ask me recently. She's like, "Oh, like, what's your nationality?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just like awkward white people." So
Mood. Yeah.
Who knows?
All the parts of Europe.
Yeah, literally. I do want to talk about one thing that's keeping you really busy. And Alberta's Next Drag Superstar, 2018. I want to talk about your semifinal number. It's very about like having a space in your own, or feeling safe in your own space, and like taking up your own space and kind of being welcomed in that space. I don't know, I'm saying space 100 times.
Yeah. Drink every time Sherman says space.
Drinking game for this episode. Also drink every time I do this or this.
Same. We would kill them. Goodbye.
Tell me how drunk you are at the end of this episode. Comment below.
That's crazy.
But it's kind of also like fighting for equal rights and equal ground in that number. Do you want to kind of talk about your inspiration for that number and how you got to making that number and sort of your reaction to it? Because I listened to it before you got here, and the reaction was quite audible. I don't know if it was just because it was a gag of your revealing into another dress, but I think they kind of like got the feels in it. So explain to the people.
I came up with my concepts for all my routines and for ANDS last year, during ANDS.
Jesus.
So a year ago. So if you want to do ANDS 2019, think about why you should win now. And then think of concepts and then, you know, think about them and develop them and really mean it. So by the time next year comes around, you can deliver something fully fledged and fully conceptualized like I did. But I came up with my semis routine. I specifically wanted it to be semis because for my prelims, I just really wanted to do something like kind of like silly and instructional and like a voiceover like I like to do. And I wanted to really establish myself in the competition with something so me, but just kind of like elevated. So that was my prelim. And then for semis, I've been telling people for a year that I wanted to do something about female empowerment and how people constantly tell me that I don't belong here. Like, when I first wanted to start doing drag, I had somebody who thought was my friend who was like, no, like, that's gay cultural appropriation. Like, that offends me as a gay man. And I was like, what? I was so confused. But people just continue to make it known to me how inappropriate I am as a drag queen and how I don't belong here and that I'm literally taking up space where I don't belong. And I had somebody sit next to Bart at Stilettos the first year, or not the Stilettos, at the long weekend show for Valentine's Day. And they just saw me walking around the bar and they were like, oh, she doesn't count, she's a woman. And then I performed and Bart told me. And I performed, and I was like, I'm going to fucking slay this number. And I did. I slayed it. And then he ended up leaving. But people tell me, like, I love all of the opportunities I get at EVO, and there are so many great supportive people there, and I'm given, like, a lot. But there are so many people who reach out to me, either, like, physically in person or online, to tell me how inappropriate I am all the time. So I just kind of wanted one more big routine, like one more big fuck you, watch me moment so I can just leave it all on the floor. And
what do you sort of feel when you get like people commenting those things, is like saying that you don't belong or you don't, or taking things away from cis gay men?
It's just like, it's really stupid to me because when you think about it, like I'm always like, well, drag queens are, if you want to talk about appropriation, drag queens are appropriating women. So, like, who's to say that I'm not good enough to express my own gender?
Right.
Like, why is that wrong?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I either just, like, don't respond to them online. Like, somebody tagged me in a status. Somebody made a status, like, a month and a half ago who was like, let's talk about, you saw it?
I know who they are.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were like, what do you think about women in drag? And then Lilith tagged me, and he was like, let's hear from a woman in drag herself.
Right.
And then he was like, don't involve people I don't know, Lilith, da-da-da. And the whole thing was just like, it's inappropriate, it's gay cultural appropriation, like, I don't like it, they don't belong here, da-da-da. And I just try to let my accomplishments and my hard work speak for itself now, so that's why getting the title would be such, like, a nice step forward for diversity in drag, I think.
What I think interesting too, because people, it's quite a circle. Like, it's either like we're appropriating Black culture or Black culture appropriating like Asian culture, and so just like drag culture appropriating those things. And so it's, I don't know why we're using the word appropriation all the time, where it's like, I'm inspired by something that this person does, so why can't I use some of that in a piece of art that I'm using? And so I don't know why, like...
Totally. I get that, like, appropriation, if you're truly appropriating something, you're kind of making, like, a mockery out of it, and you're making it into something dirty. Like, that's how I see when people are truly appropriating something. Like, if somebody does blackface for Halloween or something like that, like, that's cultural appropriation. Like, that's you making a mockery out of somebody's cultural identity. But me as a drag queen, I'm just also a drag queen. I'm not making a mockery of drag queens. I'm just including myself. So, and that's where we're going from here. And some people aren't down with it, but bye. I made it to finals.
Thug life.
Yeah. But the glasses, like, coming down on me. Yeah.
But I mean, if Star Trek and having all people, different aliens, be a part of the Star Trek fleet, why can't drag culture?
Yeah. Aliens.
Thug life. Also, I want to talk about ANDS a little bit more.
Okay.
You did talk about your prep, but like, what is it? Like right now, finals is a week and a half away. What is your sort of like prep? How's that going? What's happening?
Oh God, I rehearse at minimum an hour a day.
Oh wow.
At minimum, I have a rehearsal right after this, so I can't stay too long. But I either with myself or with my backup dancers, Sarah and Alexis. Hey. So I just, when I'm not rehearsing, I'm rhinestoning. When I'm not rhinestoning, I'm writing out the lyrics to my mix to make sure I know them all. So it's at least an hour of rehearsal every day, but it's even more work than that from here. I'm just slowly getting like accessories together and organizing them to complete the looks, but it's stressful, but I just want to be so ready for this. This is the most important thing I've ever done in drag so far, so.
That's crazy. Like we talked about a little earlier, but again, for the people, why should Count Marlowe Minorah win Alberta's Next Drag Superstar 2018? It's my like RuPaul as or Trixie Mattel as RuPaul.
Yes, I'm into it. I should win because aside from being a woman and being somebody who's going to be the forefront of showing people that Edmonton's drag is so diverse, I think I'm a great drag queen. So there are some competitors that may perform more often than I do, but I like write a lot of my own poetry, like, and I integrate them into mixes. I write all my own jokes. I can do dancing numbers. I do a lot of contemporary sad numbers. I think I'm a very well-rounded performer. I'm working on my acting in projects Lilith has blessed me with, and I just think that I would be a great representation of the way drag is going. You know how many people at the bar say to me, "Oh, you're a drag queen who's performing here? How are you allowed to do that?" Yeah, so I want to eliminate, I just want to create awareness for diversity in drag. I want to be, you know, the person who shuts up that person automatically when they say that, like, what do you mean? How? That's for boys. So I'm ready to do that. I'm ready to show everyone where Edmonton is going and specifically where Alberta can go. And I'm eager to do that.
I just don't understand why, like, in anything, there's like this is what boys can do, this is what girls can do, this is what this, like, why do we need those restrictions and those binders? I don't get that.
Totally.
But, while we're done reading social commentary, let's read Bitches.
Oh. Yes.
And this is not like reading and like making fun of someone, it's also like sharing funny anecdotes.
I wasn't mean at all.
No, I know, but like when I used to do this like a few years ago, people were like, "Oh no, we need to be reading." I don't know, I'm doing the head bob a lot. I don't know, like they're like, "I must be mean to my sisters," but it's like, no, like I just want to get to know your relationship, what you think of them, a funny anecdote, these things. Okay.
Lit.
But we're going to talk about some of your competitors for Alberta's Next Drag Superstar. Miss Pheromone Kills.
Oh, she scares me because
Do you think she's gonna knife you or something?
No, like I know I like her like Chola campaign she's like put forth so far. She's very like ratchet, but she is so like such a firecracker on stage. I feel like people just eat her up. Not to be like quoting Aja, but like she can go in a diaper and people will eat her up. No, but she's such a firecracker on stage. She just really is so sure of herself, and it's scary because I'm confident on stage, but she also brings a huge element of fiery confidence, so she's intimidating, but she's very sweet.
Another homosexual sisters, Miss Go-Go Fetch.
Also terrifying, but not because I love Go-Go. Well, not that I don't love Pheromone, but like I am closer with Go-Go. I just think that Go-Go is so beautiful. Like I'm thinking that she might have the strongest looks. Like I'm really trying to elevate my looks recently, and especially for the competition, but I know she's gonna fucking turn it, and that makes me nervous.
Right. And Miss Ivy League.
Ivy. Oh, bitch. I'm just kidding. I like purred.
I know, I was like, let's pick it up on the table. Like,
but no, I love Ivy. She's in the beginning, so we have both been planning our things and planning to be in this competition for so many months, and I'm so excited that we're doing this together, and I feel like she's just hot on my heels. People are like, "Oh, Kat, you were the best at semis." In the back of my head, I'm like, Ivy is right on my heels. She could overtake me, and she's huge competition for me right now, but she's so sweet and so nice and such a dynamic performer as well, and I love Ivy.
Let's talk about a few more bitches who aren't in Alberta's Next Drag Superstar. Miss Lilith Fair.
Is a dumb gutter slut.
Accurate.
No, I love her. I just, immediately when I met Lilith in real life, because we kind of talked online beforehand, we just look at performance value the same way. Like, our critiques are very similar, and the way we present ourselves is very similar. But she's great. I like her.
The recent birthday girl herself, Miss Science Fair.
Oh, I love her too. She's so sweet. We have matching keychains. They're unicorns.
Oh.
Yeah, and she named them. I think mine is Raunchy and hers is Baguette, or it's the other way around. So one of us has
you have a Raunchy Baguette?
Apparently. But those are the names of our keychain unicorns. But she's so sweet and so supportive and also so fucking talented. Like, whenever she does a cartwheel and her, like, platform stilettos, I'm like, how?
Yeah, I don't know how she doesn't have, like, a broken ankle at this point.
Yeah.
We want to move on to your favorite performance you've had so far.
As of late, I really do like my semis performance just because I was so nervous about how it would go over. I thought that people would find it too preachy and they wouldn't understand where I was coming from. Or they would think that I am ungrateful for what I've been given as opportunities, but it went over great, and it was more powerful than I expected. Again, like, every time I hear the audience cheer, I wish I could strap a GoPro on my body so, like, I could show, like, the audience, because to see everyone, like, stand in unison after I was, like, doing that this thing, I just wish I could remember that forever. My own.
Listen.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a singing career in my future, but
same.
It's a little preview for Yale. And like a least favorite performance that you've had. Oh my god, I can't speak
fine.
today.
No worries. Probably.
Or one that you're like, that was a rough spot.
Oh god. I said this last time, but anytime that I'm ever pressured to make jokes and I'm not in the mood, or pressured to deliver a certain mix and I'm not into it, like, it's never a good performance. Also, the veganism song was not amazing. And yeah, those would be, I think, the rough spots. Like, somebody, I sent in a dancey mix for somebody one time, and then they messaged me and they were like, oh, did you send me the right mix? I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, we wanted jokes from you. Like, can you resend another mix with jokes? And I was like, no, I just kind of wanted to do, like, a dancey one. And I was like, I can do jokes if you really want. And they were like, yeah, like, we'd really appreciate it. And so I was like, fuck.
Do you find that people are trying to, like, pigeonhole you a little bit? Because they're like, I want a Jenna Marbles-esque dance number that includes voiceover, but that has Ariana Grande in it and 5 death drops. Yeah,
I do get that a lot, which sucks. But the more I progress and the longer I do this, the more I'm just like, no, like, that's not what drag is for. I'm going to do whatever I want. Like, there was another show I was booked for, and they were like, okay, you get to do a solo, but, like, send me your mix, and then you can practice, and then come to meet me on this day and do your solo for me so I can approve it. I was like, excuse me? And I was like, we book people because we trust their talents, and we book them for them. We don't book people to audition for us. Like, who do you think you are? And I was like, I think the show would be better off actually without me. All the best. I'm sure it'll be a great show. I do drag for me, not for your approval.
Someone asked you to, like, audition for them after, like,
not audition, but they were like, I just need to approve your solo in person. If not, you can send me a video.
Like, I'm not saying you're, like, the queen of everything, but I feel like you're at, like, a point where you're kind of, like, well known for what you do, and, like, if they are questioning your talent, like, check out Dragging Your Heels on YouTube.
Yeah, or don't book me.
Like, I just don't...
Yeah, that happened to me too. People say weird shit to me, dude. I swear.
Like, if you just, like, all the drag queens in Alberta, like in Edmonton, are, like, on Dragging Your Heels. If you are unsure of their talent, like, look up Dragging Your Heels. There you go, Steven, a plug for you. Yeah. But, like, I just don't know why that's shocking.
It was really awkward. I, like, immediately screenshot the message and I sent it to Chelsea because Chelsea was online. I'm like, yo, Chelsea, is this weird? And she was like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, I know. I thought that was weird too.
That is insane.
Yeah, people say
you're insane if you're that person you're watching. You're insane.
I've had people say to me, oh, I'm performing with you next Sunday. Like, you're just a woman and a bit queen. Yeah. And then right after, they were like, oh my god, come over and cook for me because you're a woman.
Can we just do, like, a video of, like, all the shitty things people say to you because you're a woman?
Right? I know, people suck.
That's like content idea for your YouTube channel. Like, things say to me because I'm a woman.
It would get no views.
I don't know about that. I think people will be interested in like the weird shit I say to you.
Weirdest.
What is your favorite part of being a drag queen?
Of being a drag queen?
Yes.
I feel like once you're finally ready and you're ready to go out for the show, or you're just walking around the bar, you just, like, the air of confidence about being your alter ego is such a nice feel. Yeah, you feel me.
Yeah.
But just, when you meet people in drag, do you ever feel like you immediately forget because everything you do in drag is a blur?
Oh, yeah, like, I said this before, but, like, I wake up the next morning and I'm like, I had like
happened?
2 drinks. What happened?
Or none. I don't drink at all because I have to drive a million miles everywhere. But, yeah, I just feel like that I'm truly a different person in drag, and I, like, forget who I meet and what I see and what happens around me when I'm in drag, and it's weird.
Or, like, some of my roommates' friends were like, oh my god, when's Your Majesty coming? I was like, I haven't been drag in over a year, so, like, I don't know what you're expecting.
Yeah, fair.
Like, where's your Madge? Where's your Madge? I was like, I don't even remember meeting you in drag.
Yeah, true. I know, and people add me on Facebook, and they'll be like, we met several times at the bar, and I'm like, oh, fuck, sorry. I, like, don't, everything's a blur in drag.
What does being Kat Marlowe mean to Mariah?
The correlation between Kat and Mariah have been substantial, because I feel like the more I root myself into being a drag queen, the more it crosses over with my self-confidence in my daily, like, womanly life. Like, I'll walk around without eyebrows and no bra and chill and live my life. Like, I used to always be like, mug, for, like, when I would be a regular woman too, but I know that I'm great and I'm hot and I'm comfortable in me however I am now, and I just feel like if I wasn't Kat on the side that I wouldn't feel like that all the time. So
what does a regular woman even mean, though?
Truly, bless. It means that, like, I'll come cook for you. I also had a queen say to me, oh my god, Kat, quick, I'm on next. Can you draw my eyebrows on for me? Because you're a woman, you can do it real fast. I was like, what? I was like, I'm not even that great at makeup. What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you write all these down, like, these weird things people say to you?
No, I should, though. But I just remember being like, excuse me?
It should be like a book, like, weird shit say to me because I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm. No, it's been so fucked.
All right, let's get some advice from you. If someone wants to start drag tomorrow after watching this, what is your advice for those queens?
Make sure that if you start drag tomorrow, you're doing it because you want to do it. And the style that you do it is coming from you, and it's a direct self-expression from you. Like, take inspiration or idolize people, that's fine, but make sure that the final product that you're delivering is you and is a part of you, an expression of you. So that's the most important thing. And stretch your arms, go full out. Live your life. Don't dance like this.
Physical. Physical.
Yeah.
And last but not least, plug your next little bit of shows that you have so people can come and see Miss Kat Marlowe Minorah.
So May 4th, please come to ANDS. I made, like, did you see all my posts today about people getting tickets?
Yes. You got tickets?
Every social media.
Come get tickets.
Because I have so many friends who are like, I can't wait, and they're like, I'll grab my ticket later. I'm like, no, bitch, grab your ticket. So we just got a message earlier today saying that they're 3/4 sold out. So May 4th, come to Alberta's Drag Superstar. Come be my friend on Team Kat. I will love you. And then in May, I also have Rob's Mental Health May Long show, which is fantastic. I'm going to see if I can get, like, a book basket, silent auction from Kohl's.
Right.
And which will be great. It's always a super fun show, and for a great cause, for the Mental Health Association of Alberta or Canada.
Something like that.
Provincial or federal.
Or helping people with their feelings.
That too. And then I'm also doing my first Hail Mary. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Very exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I've never done a Hail Mary before. I've always wanted to, and that'll be...
Make sure you wear high heels because you're a short person.
True.
And you're dancing around tables, so...
Oh, but I don't dance as well in heels.
Oh.
But I'll just wear my little squatty ones. But I'm doing my first Hail Mary. I think that's May 19th, I think. And then my mom has a show at the end of May. It's called Minorah Tea Report.
Like your real mom or your drag mom?
My drag mom.
Okay.
my biological Lenora Moore is having a show.
Oh.
No, my Secretia. and it's at the end of May, and I'm in that too. I feel like there's one that I'm forgetting, and I'm sorry if I'm forgetting. My brain is just so ANDS right now. But yeah, those are the big ones in May that I'm excited for. So come see those and be my friend, and yeah, it'll be a fun time.
Team Cat for ANDS, thank you for joining us on Sandwich Run.
Yay,
Bye.
bye.